I don't know what to tell you guys. San Francisco is completely screwed at this point, and let's just talk about some of their retail closures. This is unlike anything I've ever seen. I mean, America's economy is honestly pretty strong. I know a lot of people keep saying, oh, recession, recession, recession. We're not in a recession. Unemployment's like 3.0. Okay, it's like decades low. Even with high rates, there's more and more businesses being opened up in America than any other year in the past couple of decades. The economy is really good here. Not anywhere else, okay? China, Great Britain, Japan, all are taking massive beatings and they have huge economies. But the US economy is strong and we're doing good. Then tell me, how does San Francisco screw that up? When virtually every single city is getting more restaurants opening up, more bars being opened up, more startups moving there, and San Francisco is just trying to do the complete opposite. And they literally have one of the biggest exoduses of restaurants and bars in the whole nation. I mean, check this out, guys. Okay, Sounds of San Francisco. This guy pretty much, filmed the San Francisco street tour just like a couple days ago. Okay, so you may be like, hey, what's wrong with this video? There's a bunch of people on the streets. No, there isn't a bunch of people on the streets. Guys, this is San Francisco's most popular streets. This is a street where you should be seeing people packed shoulder to shoulder. And even though it's pretty late at night, traffic pretty much blocking the streets. If you go to 5th Avenue, Manhattan, even in the dead of night, it is packed shoulder to shoulder with people, okay? San Francisco's most vibrant district, and if you turn around, look at how empty this place is, right? There's nobody there. There's like 2 cars here and there. The retail space is also completely empty. I mean, nobody's around. Like, the only stores open is that theater store, the UGG store, and the Starbucks store, and all of them aren't open at night. I mean, San Francisco is so screwed at this point. Look at how empty this is. Okay, this is a ghost town. I know people are like, oh, San Francisco isn't that bad, but this is truly bad. Go to other, downtowns. Even downtown Chicago has more of a vibrant nightlife than this. Downtown Manhattan, they're doing really good. Brickell, Miami, even better. And check this out, there's more empty stores. Some people are like, I'm not gonna go around the whole city, but they pretty much show you that there seems to be more stores for lease and being empty than stores that are actually open. It is truly a ghost town, and just from first-hand experiences from bar owners, they said that before the pandemic, there were about 200-300 people that walked by his bar. And even though it's dead at night, downtown was packed with people. Now, he says only 3 to 5 people walk by his bar, and now he's considering closing his bar and moving somewhere else because there's no business. And it makes sense, right? San Francisco attracts a lot of outside talent. And with the vacancies at over 30%, which more realistically, it's like 50 to 60% because a lot of the space is leased out, but there's no tenants. Which pretty much means that the business owners and CEOs don't really want to renew the lease at all. But if you really look at this, you got Valencia Street. This is another street that's like super empty. So Valencia Street is a street filled with bars, clubs, and very, very good restaurants. And it's so bad that they've even made a news article saying all the stores are closed on Valencia Street because there seems to be a lot of homelessness, increased crime, even more break-ins than ever before. And if you look at these luxury condos here on Valencia Street, these are luxury low-rises that cost millions of dollars are no longer worth that. Valencia Street is getting more empty than ever before. These condos that used to sell for a lot of money, they're no longer selling for that much. People are very scared to come outside at night in San Francisco, even in the good neighborhoods, let alone the neighborhoods that are kind of all right. So a lot of stores, bars are closed on Valencia Street, and it's only the beginning. Other streets are also closing down faster than ever before because it really just depends on the traffic of people. When the traffic of people decreases, city is screwed, right? When 150,000 less office employees go to San Francisco for work, obviously revenues go down. It's a no-brainer. It's just economics 101. And if you check out this video, you probably have seen it several times. This is by Unusual Whales. and they pretty much show off like the empty streets of San Francisco. This is Powell Street. This is supposed to be a street filled with stores, filled with tourists. Look at this. This is like dystopian. Look at all of these luxury, high-end front retail stores being completely empty, for lease. This is actually the exact same street that you guys saw in the very first video. So this first video is them walking through Powell Street, and even a couple of days ago, it's actually more empty, because in this video you actually still see like more people, a couple more stores here and there, but this one is even more empty. Imagine a tier 1 tech city's most popular destination being this empty at night. This is bad, okay? This isn't a lot of people at all, considering this is supposed to be the #1 street of San Francisco. And if you also look at some of the website searches I did, just type in San Francisco restaurant closed, and you get dozens and dozens of these articles. And remember, only the famous restaurants and bars end up on the news articles. The smaller mom and pop stores, the small cafes, donut shops, it's very sad. They close down. They don't get any press, attention. They just close down. They leave. They go elsewhere. San Francisco is really screwing their own business owners at this point. Business owners, they say the same thing. One, if there's homeless tents, if there's anything, they call the cops, nothing happens, right? So there you go. Right away, business declines from the tents and homelessness and the drugs in front of the restaurant, because I wouldn't really want to go to a restaurant if there's just homeless tents everywhere around the restaurant. And two, a lot of robberies. There's a Chinese restaurant in San Francisco. It's not even that big of a restaurant. Like, you could almost say it's like a very small takeout restaurant. Like, you could tell that they didn't make that much money. It wasn't like a massive restaurant. It's not like a jewelry store. They got robbed 7 to 10 times in the past couple of years. That's insane for a small restaurant like that. Imagine bigger establishments. Imagine clothing stores. Gucci store got robbed a few weeks ago. This city is completely screwed, and nothing ever gets done. And also, the laws are so lax. It is so lax to the point that you could steal a car, drive it, flip it through a stairwell, crash on a pedestrian street, almost killing somebody, and have all charges dropped. Only in San Francisco, and by the way, that's a true story. I covered that on my video. And the priorities of the city is not straight, okay? They're going after Elon Musk and the Twitter building's X, whereas there's just straight up criminals and drugs running free around the city. Now, here's the thing. I don't really want to criticize the city too much. Still a fantastic place. They got beaches, they got parks, they got great culture. But it's only good if they clean up the streets and the crime. There's poop everywhere. There's feces everywhere. I've been here pre-pandemic back in 2019. It was a pretty rough spot, but at least everything was mostly centralized in the Tenderloin district. And the homeless situation and the drug problem didn't really go outside of that. So most people were willing to put up with like the crap of San Francisco. But now nobody's putting up with it, right? Online work is everywhere. People like online work. Everyone's leaving. Who in the world wants to stay here in San Francisco? People are gone. Restaurants are gone. Bars are gone. There is no more nightlife in San Francisco. Sure, there's a couple Twitter videos showing how vibrant the day is. But guys, that's literally one street. One street. One tiny little street that has maybe 120 people doesn't mean the whole city is that great, right? I mean, if you go to Miami, Brickell, Miami Beach, it's packed everywhere. San Francisco, it's not packed. Downtown, it's empty in the daytime. It sucks. People don't want to be here. And like I said before, I hope they get things up and rolling again. This really is a fantastic city. They need to clean it up. For real.